My name is Kevin Marker, the president of Phoenix Financial Solutions. Super grateful for you to take some time and check out this video and review this opportunity we have to be part of our fully remote sales team to sell mobile homes. Just a very simple introduction about who we are as a company. When we first got started a little over 2 years ago, we purchased a little over 150 mobile homes. There's a lot of story around that, but the short of it is we've learned a ton of lessons about how to sell mobile homes. And in that time, we're now currently down to about 59 homes. Currently, after December, we're having one of our biggest months this year. We're going to be a little over 25 homes sold in 1 month, and that's largely because we've already launched a fully remote mobile home sales team, and we've very simply identified that sales process and what that needs to look like. We have spent thousands of dollars on marketing. We have done all kinds of partnerships with websites, mobile home dealerships, other third-party sales teams. We've even, myself personally, we moved my family down to the Houston, Texas area and built a team down there in the office on the ground, so to speak. And after we launched our fully remote sales team, that was about a month and a half ago. And in November and December, we're going to be having sold over 35 homes between the 2 months. And we're super grateful for that. Our anticipation was that November and December were going to be much slower months. But because of our process and our office team that we have in place, and the sales process we've been able to identify, we're very confident that we just needed to expand our exposure on the mobile homes and listing them, and we would love to increase that team and work on getting into what we're calling phase two, which really is just we've sold our homes, we have very select properties that we've acquired as a company, and there's also very other strategic partners that we want to work with, such as this mobile home community. They have two that are in the Houston area, and all of these empty lots they want to fill up, and we have the ability to kind of put homes in those locations, but of course they need to sell. And so the other opportunity we want to work on as well are working with bank repos. So we have a huge opportunity for inventory moving into phase two. We want to get out of phase one, which, like I've said, is kind of showing those different homes that we have for sale now. But as we get into phase two, which is happening very, very quickly, we would love to expand that opportunity with um, getting you licensed to sell mobile homes in each state that you would like. We're in Texas, we're in Arkansas. We also have a dealership license that we're close to getting in Pennsylvania. We're looking at other states as well. We have partnerships in Virginia that we're able to sell through. Um, so there's a lot that we have going on, but just to kind of give you a little bit of background, this is an example of a newer mobile home. This was built in 2024. This is actually in that mobile home community I showed you earlier. This is the outside, and the inside looks really nice. This is an example of a used home, again, outside, inside, kind of typical of what you'd expect. But looking at this, you wouldn't necessarily think that that's a mobile home or a manufactured home. So we are very deliberate now with the purchases we make. We've learned tons and tons of lessons along the way. Very excited to apply those for sure in phase two. But just getting into the sales process, let me show you. It's a 4-step process, very straightforward and simple. And this is really the opportunity that we have for you. The first thing we do, and like I said, all the things that we've tested and worked on, it all comes back to Facebook Marketplace. No other platform or means for selling homes has been as effective as Facebook Marketplace. People have done Craigslist, they've done Zillow, they've done social media posting, they've tried to get a following, they've tried to go viral. We had one video that a sales rep did, and it kind of exploded a little bit, where it got like 36,000 views in a 48-hour period, but it resulted in 2 leads, and neither of them ended up buying anything. And so we have done all kinds of testing and trying to figure out how to move mobile homes, and rightfully so, right? We have over 150. So we had. Now, the first step is you list it on Facebook Marketplace. You put in the address, and the algorithm will do the work to show that home in the area where that home is located. The other option you have available to you is to boost the home, but this is on a very, very small budget. Facebook recently has been recommending a 1 to 4 day boosting period. and spending anywhere from $1 to $4 per day. And we've been able to have people get activity immediately on that home within that week, have people messaging them. And that's the second spot and step where you have folks messaging you. We give you some training on how to do that in the onboarding process. You get this entire presentation I'm showing you right now. I'm just giving you a very quick overview of it. But we talk to you and train you on how to talk to people and react to them. The third step is just getting them to go and look at the house. The only requirement we have for that is that they send you a copy of their ID, and that's it. There's nothing you need to do with that. There's no special place you need to upload that. It really is just part of the process for them to buy in and earn the right to go look at the home. But it's also, a deterrent so that they don't do anything unwise while they're in our house, right? The fourth step is once they signal that they're ready to purchase, you then begin working with our office team in-house. And they take care of all the paperwork, they take care of all the insurance, they make sure the title is ready for transfer. If they're buying the home through cash or bank finance, we also have our in-house option for purchasing homes, which is called an LTO, lease to own. And that makes it very, very clean and fast for people to buy. And we're able to close in as little as one business day on our in-house financing option. So just kind of showing you a little bit more, this is what it looks like when you're assigned a home. So you're basically just given a Google link with a folder. In that folder, you have a document that has the information about the house. You have the property contact information down here at the bottom. You've got the lockbox code. Also in that folder are photos of the home. That's what you would upload. But in the document, you have a marketplace template. So this information is lined out exactly how you would upload it on Marketplace. You just go down the fields, put in the information. Obviously, you don't want to put anything down there that's in red. But after that, you're just moving forward with, like I said, listing the home, responding to messages, getting them to go see the home, and then working with the office team to get it closed. Like I said, we do have training that we put you through. It's very brief and straightforward. It's done during the onboarding process. We can take you through all these things and talk to you about that. We can talk to you about our purchasing options. The one that I will pause on here briefly is the lease to own program. All we're asking for is 5% down on the home, a copy of their valid ID, and then 3 months of income. 3 months. So if they've got a W-2 job and they get paid every week, that means that we're asking for 3 months worth of pay stubs, or it's bank statements, or we've even had people send us their DoorDash deposits or their Uber deposits or Amazon dropshipping deposits. We just want 3 months of income. And then what we look for is that are they making at least 3 times or more than what the house payment's going to be. Now, the reason why we don't ask for a credit check and a background check and criminal history and all those other things that come up oftentimes when people are buying a traditional mortgage is because every single one of our homes is already in a mobile home community and move-in ready. And in order to live in that home, they also have to apply to live in that community itself. And that process entails them going through a credit check, debt to income ratio, background check, all those things. So if the park approves them, we're okay to then approve them, and then we can move forward. So we don't need to beat them over the head twice with the credit checks and all those different things. But the banks are obviously far more forgiving when it comes to credit scores, debt to income ratio, all those things. One important thing I will note, and we do go over this in the training, but it's super critical. We never, ever tell the customers anything about the rules or regulations of the park. We simply direct them to the park. You have that contact information for the park manager in that document for the home. Please, please do not direct or guide them in any way. Always refer them to the park manager, and they will take care of all that. Other than that, we have an LTO calculator that you work through. Then that's how we adjust the payment and let them know what that looks like. Once they're ready to purchase, you gather the LTO document, you gather their income documents, you gather their ID, and you submit that to our general sales manager for the application process, which again, internally we review, and we're really just looking for that 3 months of income. On the other side, you're continuing to encourage that customer to go and talk to the park, get the application process started, and getting that approval received from them. The average listing price of all our inventory right now is $50,000. We have a few outliers on the low end and the high end. Right now, what the program is that we pay a flat $2,000 compensation to you for any home that you sell, and we pay on the 20th. The only requirement that we have, and there's only one, is that you fill out a weekly report for every house that you are listing. This allows us to look at this report and respond back to you based on what we're seeing and how we need to adjust the price. right? If it's getting really low clicks or activity and you've listed the home for free, we may say, okay, list it again and maybe spend $2 or $3. That's it. Don't spend 20 or 30 or 50. Just spend $2 or $3 boosting the home, and you'll be amazed at what kind of activity we get to see from there. After that, if you're getting really good activity, 2,000 clicks, 42 messages received, 2 potential customers, we know we're in line with what the market's willing to buy, and then it's just a matter of time before you find a customer to buy it. If we're still getting low clicks and low messages or none, then we're going to respond back to you and say, we're going to authorize a price decrease. Now, these homes are going to be listed by multiple people, no more than 3 total. So what that means is that, of course, all those folks will need to be authorized to list it for the same price. It's super important that you're consistent and you follow our direction there. Otherwise, there is a chance that you may come across people that find the same listing listed by someone else, and it's a different price, and now they feel like they're getting scammed, because that happens in the industry. We're trying to avoid that and minimize that. We can't totally avoid it all the time, but this is one way that we can help stay on the same page, but also assist you in selling the home. With that in mind, we just then send you an email back in response. You send us the form. That's it. It's a link. It's the same link every single time. The only thing that changes is the home ID and the data about the house from Marketplace. After that, you're just sending everything else like your name, phone number, email, and the list price. And then we review that internally and get back to you with an email saying, here's the new price. Authorize that, renew it for another week. In that cycle, we just go round and round until we have months like November and December where we're selling 15, 25 homes in a single month with our team. And then from there, we want to also take that on to phase 2, like I said, with the banks and their repo list, with the parks that want homes. I had a park owner call me yesterday and ask me, I've got 7 empty lots in Louisiana. Can you help me with that? I'm open to talking about it, right? We just want to be very strategic and make sure that we have an excellent remote sales team that can expand that exposure significantly and make sure that we're selling homes quickly and we're paying you $2,000 for every one you sell. Once we get into phase 2 and you want to talk licensing, we actually get into commissions. We get into profit margins and what you get paid based on that profit. We talk about bonuses and those things, but it's always fully commissioned because this is the only requirement we have for you is the weekly report. We do check this on a weekly basis, of course, but we're also tracking how many times have you sent the report or how many have you missed. If you end up having 3 consecutive missed reports, then we actually just take you off the list and just say, hey, looks like we weren't a good fit. No big deal. I know it's fully commissioned. It's also fully remote. We're not expecting any hours or logged call times or number of leads you generated. It's simply just, what is the Facebook Marketplace listing doing and how can we help you? And if you decide this isn't something you want to pursue anymore, no problem, right? We just move on. We track the reports for you and support you while you're here. If you want to move on with us into phase 2, and start selling homes that way, we of course support you and help you with getting licensed and all those things. But we've got a full office staff that help you on this. So let me know if you're interested. Please fill out the form at the bottom of this. I appreciate you taking the time. I know it's a little under 15 minutes of a video, but just wanted to at least give you more of a heads up. We've had this job listing open for 3 days, and we've had over 135 people apply for this position. We're actually able to take a significant number of that. It would not be a stretch of the imagination for us to have 100 people on this team, because right now, this month in Texas alone, there are over 100 or 250 homes that are on the bank repo lists. And we can go to them with this team and say, look, our team, we have a very streamlined process. We have a very streamlined closing initiative. We know exactly what we're doing. We know how to move the needle. Give us access to your inventory and we'll help you sell these homes, and we all make commission, right? So let me know if you're interested. Please fill out the form. There will be a time where you can select on the calendar. There will be a calendar invite after you submit the form to fill that out and select the time when you can meet and just talk with us if you have any questions. If after that, if you're good to go, then we just schedule to have you join one of our onboarding classes, get you in, and we go from there. We do currently have right now 30 people on the roster on our team. I think last month or last week, we only had about 20 people active that submitted the report. I think that's largely due just to the holidays. But we would love to have 50 people on our team, and that active people. And if that means I got to have 70 people or 80 people on the roster and have 50 that are active, so be it. But we have the inventory to support you. We have the systems to support you. We have the closing process dialed in. We're licensed in Texas and Arkansas. We're also getting that license in Pennsylvania so we can move very quickly. We have partners in Virginia that are licensed and can sell homes there. We're excited about this opportunity and we'd love for you to join us if you're interested. Please fill out the form and we'll talk soon. Thanks.